As a journalist for WTVR, I'm tasked with sharing the stories of people all across Central Virginia. But for this next tale, I had to travel more than 4,500 miles here to Europe to feature someone I'm close with, but never had the opportunity to meet. My grandfather, Captain William McQuade, commanded A Company of the 692nd Tank Destroyer Battalion during World War II. Over the next 10 days, I'll be visiting the battlefields where my grandfather fought and some of his fellow soldiers died. A small part of my grandfather will be with me along my journey. These right here are the rosary beads and dog tags he was carrying with him throughout the war.
My trek across 5 countries in Europe coincides with the 80th anniversary of my grandfather's baptism of fire in World War II. This trip, several years in the making, honors Captain McQuade and the brave soldiers he fought with. In Holland, Pete, Ronald, and Esther lead me on a tour of the battlefields where my grandfather and the 692nd first battled the Germans. It is clear the Dutch remain grateful that the Americans helped liberate their country from oppression.
They paid like the highest price for our freedom, you know, and it's a price we can never repay that. So I think the only thing that we can do is remember and tell their story and continue to tell their story to the next generation so it will never be forgotten.
Along my roughly 1,000-mile journey, I located the exact spots where 692nd soldiers posed for photos in early 1945, from the ancient village of Armerbach to the bustling city of Munich. Across Germany, battle scars remain around every corner, from this building damaged by Allied bombers to a bridge riddled with bullet holes. At Luxembourg American Cemetery, I locate the grave of legendary General George Patton, who requested he be buried next to his soldiers. In Nuremberg, I visit the ruins of Adolf Hitler's Nazi Empire, the massive military parade grounds where the Fuhrer delivered fiery speeches to the masses stand silent. I drive to the sleepy village of Herlheim, where North Carolina native and A Company soldier Herb Knox would earn the Distinguished Service Cross, becoming the battalion's highest decorated soldier at the age of 21. In France, at a monument dedicated to American soldiers, I meet a woman who still admires the bravery of the Allied soldiers who set her country free.
We are so grateful. You can't imagine how grateful we are to all those foreign American, English people, soldiers who came here, and for many of them gave their lives here for our freedom.
In Germany, I crossed the Ruhr River, the same body of water the 692nd rumbled over with their tank destroyers. It was near here where Captain McQuade earned the Bronze Star for bravery. Just beyond the Ruhr River, here in Düren, 2 692nd soldiers, Sergeant Arthur Van Tool and Corporal Dominic Radis, were killed in action.
The families of 9 692nd soldiers who were killed in action decided to leave their loved ones buried in American military cemeteries in Europe. 4 are buried here at Henri Chapelle.
7,987 American soldiers rest here in the Belgian countryside. One of the fallen, the 692nd's James D. Lorenzo of Ohio, who was killed 80 years ago this month. On April 29, 1945, elements of A Company enter a hellish landscape beyond description. My grandfather's battalion helps liberate the concentration camp at Dachau, where thousands of prisoners died. Walking these grounds leaves this visitor with a cold chill. What did my grandfather witness? Many of the veterans I befriended over the years say it was the darkest day of their lives. Just 1 week after helping liberate Dachau, the guns fell silent across Europe. The 692nd would soon be going home, and after a 10-day odyssey, so am I.
At the end of World War II, my grandfather returned to Somerville, Massachusetts, had 5 children, and became a police officer in the Boston area. Unfortunately, he did not live long. He died in 1961 at the age of 47. I still have so many questions, but crisscrossing the battlefields that he fought on here in Europe helps me get closer to the soldier I never knew. Reporting in Amsterdam, I'm Greg McQuade, CBS 6 News.